Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where today I am going to put forward a question to Wargaming that I was asked myself. I gave my answer, but I thought we've got Tankfest coming up. Tankfest is a time where the community and the staff of Wargaming can meet face to face. So why not use this time, the time before the event, to lay some groundwork for what we want to talk about when we do finally get those 3 days, 2 or 3 days together at the Tank Museum. So the question I was asked was, this person wrote me and said, I'm experiencing this happens to me in the game, that happens to me in the game. Me and my friends are, we want to enjoy the game, we want to have a good time, but our experience just isn't what we would like it to be. And the question that I was asked was a very simple 3 words: do Wargaming care? It's not a simple answer. The answer I gave was, I know for a fact that there are individuals at Wargaming that are 100% in line with what the community wants. But Wargaming is not a single person. It is an organization full of various people, many people with differing opinions. And the example I gave was, just very briefly, I'll use a political example. You take Congress, you take Parliament. If you were to speak to any one person in that group and say, do you care about your country? Do you want what's best for your country? They'll say yes. You put all these people together in a group, in a room, and you ask them to do something, or you ask them to agree on something, and what you end up with is what we call politics. That is the situation that we have with Wargaming. So the people that say, yes, we need to fix this tank, we need to correct the matchmaker, we need to add more maps. There are people, there's always the opposite side. There's always someone saying, no, the maps are okay, the matchmaker's fine, that tank is actually okay. And then the community is like, right, we've given you our feedback, and the change is coming soon. There's a ticket in for that. It's on our list. All right. Okay. We've heard that a lot over the years. And when you repeat the same words over the years, multiple times, they start to lose their meaning. They start to lose their sincerity. So, do Wargaming care? Wargaming, do you care? That's the question. Now, the thing that any member of staff at Wargaming will probably be thinking now is, okay, that's a legit question. As long as it's asked respectfully, we'll listen. But what is it you mean by that? What are the things that you have in mind that we need to care about? All right, I've done a quick brainstorm, and I've just jotted down a bunch of things that came to my mind. There may be there probably is extra stuff that I've missed. You guys can put that in the comments. But my brainstorm list is this: Tehran, AVRE, the matchmaker, Weasel, 477, server latency, ghost rounds, shots bouncing that shouldn't, both regular armor piercing, high explosive to an extent, but also ATGM. So the 2 varying weapon systems that we've got in the game, the regular rounds and ATGMs, they bounce when they shouldn't. The Ruthless, the Big Light Panzer, premium tank pricing, and power creep, which is now also it's also affected tanks in the opposite direction. So you've got tanks like the BMP-3, the Scorpion 90, the M3A2 Bradley, and the Leopard line, specifically the Leopard 1 in Era 2. I know the Leopard 1 in World War II got buffed recently, so we're not talking about that one. So for me, that is my brainstorming list. Those are the things that the community is talking about. Another side of this that I haven't put on that list, but it's kind of touched on, is quality of life of this game. I have heard from many people where they say things like, and I've got friends that say something similar. It's like, I used to enjoy this game so much. It used to be the thing that I looked forward to. It used to be fun. But now I'm just getting burnt out with it. I'm just finding that nothing seems to change. Nothing seems to get better. Me and my friends are sadly, we want to move on. We're tired of this. We're tired of wanting to see the game improve. We're tired of constantly putting our feedback in and nothing happen. So, Wargaming, do you care? Do you care enough to make sure that the community gets to see real, tangible evidence that the answer to that question for you is yes? Because I know the PR response is, oh, absolutely, we love this game. Everybody at Wargaming loves this game. We're all heart, soul, mind into this game. Like, I know that's the PR response. But we need that response to actually, you know, the rubber needs to meet the road. We need to see, okay, you say you care. You say you take on board all the feedback. We need to see it. I want to see games where ghost rounds are reduced. I want to see games where server latency is reduced. I want to see active changes to tanks that are known to just be utterly game-breaking. I want to see the AVR balanced. I want to see the 477 balanced. I want to see the BMP3 be competitive again. I want the Bradley to have a decent autocannon. The Bushmaster on that thing is, in the real world, the Bushmaster is a formidable weapon. In Era 3, you may as well be throwing rotten apples at people. I want to see tangible change. I want to see it happen, because words can be cheap, and I think the sentiment from the community is you can have your fun on a Tuesday live stream with the community in a custom game. You can push out premiums, but really that's not really what anybody cares about. What we want to hear from Wargaming is we want to hear, okay, this week we worked on this. This week we're developing this idea. This week we're analyzing this. This week we're editing this. We're tweaking that. We want to see, okay, so you are doing stuff. You are actively working in the background to bring the changes into the game that we've all been talking about. We're not interested really in you pushing out the next premium. We're not. Especially when it costs £51 and it's substandard. It's like I mentioned in that review of the CVRT. You can have a priced tank at £51. You can do that. You can price a tank at that much. But you need to have the game environment there first. You can't charge that price for a tank that will then go into an environment that is substandard. If we had a quality of life update that introduced streamlining to the game, you know, all the little niggles that we've got in the game, if everything were streamlined, if everything were addressed, all the people that have a problem and are getting burnt out, those people would have their minds put at rest. And I know there's a couple of people at Wargaming that will know this. The only reason I have been the only reason I've been wanting to know as much as I know is because, and that's, don't freak out about that, okay? By the way, don't freak out. The only reason I've been doing that is because I've wanted to have my mind put at ease. Because there have been days for me where I'm like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. I don't know if I can keep reviewing tanks for an era that I just don't have any interest playing. I don't want to keep playing in that environment. And I'm not alone in this. I am definitely not alone in this. So Wargaming, do you care? Do you care enough to show us tangible change? I don't think that's unreasonable, and I want to be respectful as I put this question forward to you. And I would encourage the community as well. Be respectful. when you discuss what you want to see with the game, because fairly recently I've had it where I'm happy to discuss things with people, but if you're gonna resort to you know, being abusive or, you know, shaming people's characters, then you're not going to get anywhere with your words. You're not. We've got to be respectful about this. So Wargaming, let's have a conversation when we get to Tankfest. Let's discuss let's have the difficult conversations. Let's talk about this. Let's try to introduce change to the game that is in line with what the community is wanting. That's what I'd like to see. So there you go, guys. That is the conversation for today. I hope that this has been in line with what you guys, the sentiment that you guys have. I'm trying to speak for the community. Some of what I've said is probably coming from me rather than the community. So I've tried to balance it. If I haven't, then add what you want to add in the comments below, and we'll just take it from there. This is the build up to Tankfest. This is the preparatory work that I'm putting into that event, so you guys can have a voice, I suppose. That's my aim. So if you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, circulate it with your friends, share it, because we want to get this conversation circulated. If you've not enjoyed it, leave it a dislike, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.